Does your trap door squeak all the time when you're driving down the road? So does mine. Let's fix it. What's up, guys? My name is Andy. I need to replace the mechanism, the latch mechanism on my trap door. In fact, this has been something that's been on my list since I bought the car. The mechanism itself is missing, but just the cage is sitting here. So I need to replace that because this trap door just kind of sits there and bounces and flaps when I'm driving down the road, and it squeaks and makes noise, and it's just something that I've been trying to get to, but I just keep pushing it off. I've got other things I want to fix, and today I'm going to fix this problem. Let's take a look at the part we're going to install. So this is that mechanism, and you can see it's pretty simple. It's just a spring-loaded little lever in there, and then this would be mounted, on the trap door. If you're looking in the trunk, then you can just, lift this up and push the trap door, open. But I'm missing that piece, so we'll just put a new one in there. Should be good to go. And I also have these little rubber stopper feet pieces. They're not on my car too. When you close that trap door, they rest against these. They hit these and kind of secure everything, make it nice and tight and keep it from bouncing around. So we'll put those in place. And as you can see here, it's just been doing this the whole time I've been driving the car. So I've got a couple things. I need to adjust this striker plate back because it's in the way, because this latch won't even come down with that where it's sitting. But we can just take this off and put the new one on. We'll reuse the screws that are there, and it'll be pretty easy. And this is where those rubber stoppers are gonna go. Where this is sitting, I don't know if those are gonna reach. This thing needs to come quite a bit, it needs to close more before they'll touch that, but I'm gonna put them on there anyways, just in case. So we're just gonna use a 5/16 nut driver just to pull these little screws out of here. And again, we'll reuse these screws to hold in the new piece. So if I try to install the new one, you can see right off the bat, this isn't gonna work. I need to move the striker plate forward, but also this trap door can come back a little bit more, so it'll be a balance of trying to find the perfect spot for this when we install this. And also, there's slots in here, so you can adjust this up and down, and then there's slots in the striker plate you can move in and out with it. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna loosen this striker plate, and just so I can adjust it to where I want. Now, there's not a lot of movement, but there's some. We'll get this guy started. You may have to open the trap door just to get these last two here on the bottom, depending on what kind of, how everything's positioned. All right, so now we can bring it down and we can kind of see where we're at so far. Now, one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is that I can't completely close this all the way because of the hinges on my car. Somebody decided they wanted to weld this bracket to the trapdoor instead of using the fasteners. That's awesome. That's not easily adjustable now without taking that off. There is a little bit of adjustment here in the hinge itself, and you can move the trapdoor up, which will allow us to close the trapdoor and then get this latch to completely go all the way down. So if I get inside the cab and push, I bet I can get this thing to close all the way. But that's one of the problems that, not being able to adjust those hinges on my car, it's gonna cause a problem with this. So if I come in from the cab and I push on the trapdoor, it locks, and that's good, that's what we want. But you can see I got a pretty healthy gap here between the trapdoor and the frame of the trunk. So those little rubber feet that I wanted to install, I could put them in here, but it's not even gonna touch it. And same thing with the other side. There's a gap between the trapdoor and the trunk frame. Those little rubber feet aren't gonna do me any good. And that's the biggest part, is because I can't adjust this trapdoor because of that weld. I might have to explore that later, and I don't know if he did that because the threads are messed up or whatever happened there. But the important thing is, at least for now, I can close this and latch it, and at least I won't be moving around and bouncing. So I do need to secure the strike plate still. And I know that, pushing it all the way back, it will at least latch there. And this is where, if I were to adjust it a little bit out, it would close the door a little bit more and maybe get it closer to those rubber feet. But I know that because I can't adjust the door, this is where I need it to be. So while we're here, we might as well install these little guys since we're in here. And I'm just using a flathead screwdriver just to kind of push the little piece of the back side of this rubber foot into the hole and get it lined up. There we go. All right, guys, let's try it for the last time. Ha ha! Let me just lift that and push it up. Perfect. All right. All right, guys, so that's it. That's how you install a new latch on your trapdoor. Again, this is not hard. This is really easy. I just had a 5/16 nut driver, and that was all I needed for this stuff. Oh, and that little flathead screwdriver. I did look at that hinge a little bit better. It looks like the screw broke off inside there, and that's why somebody welded it where it was. So I might have to take this apart down the road and see if I can get that screw out of there or something. For now, it latches and it closes, and that's the important part, but it's not right, and I need to fix it and get it right. So hopefully you guys have better luck, and you don't have a busted screw in there, and you can adjust the trapdoor height-wise and stuff and get it done. So, all right, that takes care of that. That's another video. Guys, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you subscribe, I appreciate it because it helps my channel out, and we'll see you in the next one.